Hey, you guys, I wanted to share with you how I started my business, Everything Holistic. So, I started it back in March of 2019, and I think it's important that I can share with you my story about how this came about and why, because it's very, very near and dear to my heart, and I feel like it's my purpose in life to be doing the work I'm doing right now, and it feels so amazing. But it wasn't like I haven't always felt like this. So, as many of you guys may know, I grew up in agriculture. I'm like a fifth generation farm kid with dairy cattle, and farming is in my blood and in my genes. So, I went to college for that and got a career in agriculture where I was a manager in a very large scale farm. And that was what just like what everybody else, my good friends did the same thing. They went, most of them went off to work on a big farm or back to their family farm. So I just followed the crowd. I just did what my family and my friends were doing. And when I got into that career, I loved it and it was my dream job. But I noticed, I felt like I was still like missing out on something. I felt like there was more to my life. I felt like there's got to be more than just cleaning up and working in these harsh conditions. There's got to be more to life than just this hard work all the time. Like I just felt like I had more to give the world than just cleaning and labor work. I didn't mind doing it, but I just felt like there was something out there that I was supposed to be doing that I was missing out on. So throughout my journey in my early 20s, I started a fitness and health journey. It was basically because I was tired of being sick and tired, and I didn't like the idea ever of having to take medication that had side effects. I started taking some antibiotics, and I just for my skin problems and stuff, and I just didn't feel good about that. And I wanted to figure out a better way, a more holistic way to heal myself without having all these crazy weird side effects. And I just didn't know what to do. I had no guidance. I didn't have friends that were on a health journey. I felt really alone and by myself. So I just started reading, and I was looking up to mentors online and through books. And I was so inspired by what I learned from different books and from following people that were able to transform their lives, but in a different way than I've ever heard before. I was like, wow, I wish I could do what they're doing. They're helping people really find the essence of who they are and help them to become empowered from the inside out so that they're healing from the inside out rather than having to medicate and to basically suppress who they really are. They're really, allowing themselves to be who they are. And I was like, that is so cool. And I ran into this Best Life Creation Society group a few years ago, and they really helped me align with my purpose. And I started meditating and learning more about who I was and if I could do anything, what would I do? And I loved yoga so much, and I loved the fact that food was medicine and medicine is food. And I loved being able to use the infinite abundance of energy that exists in the universe and heal with energy. And I was learning about that, and that fascinated me so much. I was just blown away that this stuff isn't more commonly known. And the more I researched and studied, that this kind of method of this holistic way of healing is actually something that's very hidden. It made me very upset because a lot of conspiracy theories are around these modalities of healing, and I became angry that this way of living isn't more commonly known, especially in the agriculture industry. The communities that I grew up in, the people I associated, never talked about stuff like this. And I knew there was a need. I knew there was people working their butt off every day and suffering because mainstream media, radio, advertising just led them the wrong direction. It just made me so upset that people didn't see this. I found it out and it changed my life, but other people were still suffering. There's no help for them. Unless, there's just no help. I could just see people were struggling, and it just made me sad. So I decided to give up the opportunity to make six figures a year to do this work, to really tell the hardworking people, the hardworking farmers, the laborers out there who I know were struggling. They tried to say they weren't, but they were, and help them with these really holistic ways of healing that weren't hard. They were easy. They just had to know, and they had to become awake to this type of healing. So I started doing this. I just put myself out there. It was scary, and I did get some kickback. Some people said I, sound like satanic, and I had not a lot, but some people say that's weird, and maybe they judged me. I don't care. They can judge all they want. Judge at me. I am not affected by the judgment. I know what I'm doing has helped so many people, so many really hardworking, dedicated, driven people, and the transformations I've experienced are just, in helping people with this, is just so divinely guided, and I'm just so honored to be able to be the vessel that assists people in this way. It just gives me chills. It just makes my heart so happy to see people truly changing. There's no side effects other than just happiness, better health, longer life, continuing to improve as we age, overcoming addictions, finding peace and love with their family, with their career, with their body, and moving where people are moving into their authentic self. So thank you guys so much for listening. Namaste.